Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, we're going to be as friendly as we possibly can, making tea for our opponents to delight them and possibly make them lose the game. We have a deck built around Iroh Tea Master. This is one in a red and a white for a human citizen ally 2/2, and when this card enters, you create a food token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. You're giving them something. Maybe it's the food token, maybe it's the tea. When you do, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, and you put a counter on that token for each permanent you own, but your opponents control. So, Iroh Tea Master gives out food tokens. At least that's what it can do on the base level. This deck is designed with more nefarious plans. We want to give our opponents cards that make them suffer. A great example is Greed's Gambit. This is a powerful card that when it enters, draws 3 cards, gains 6 life, and creates 3 2/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. That is way too much value for 4 mana, so you know there's a catch on this enchantment. And at the beginning of your end step, you have to discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. And if this card leaves the battlefield, you discard 3 cards, lose 6 life, and sacrifice 3 creatures. So it doesn't feel like there's a good way out of the gambit, unless our opponent gained control of it. Then all those negative effects would go to them. So this deck has a very powerful curve of playing Iroh Tea Master on turn 3 and a Greed's Gambit on turn 4, getting all the benefits, and then giving the opponent control of the Greed's Gambit on the combat step with the trigger, and they get all the downside. Few things make you feel like a smarter Magic player in the world. But there is one, and that is Demonic Pact. Demonic Pact has several modes, including this enchantment deals 4 damage to any target and you gain 4 life. Target opponent discards 2 cards, draw 2 cards, and you lose the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, you have to choose one of these that hasn't been chosen. It's another enchantment. So, first upkeep, say we kill something, and second upkeep, they discard 2, and third upkeep, we draw 2, and oh yeah, that downside, but I'm sure you get it by now. We're going to use those other modes, and then we're going to give our opponent the Demonic Pact, and they are going to have only one mode left to choose, and it's going to be to lose the game. These cards are dangerous. They're a double-edged sword, especially Demonic Pact, so we have many ways in the deck to bargain them away if necessary, such as Torch the Tower and Beseech the Mirror. These let us sacrifice the Pact to go get other cards out of our deck or remove the opponent's threats. We also have other cards that have enters effects that are good for us that we can give to the opponent with Iroh Tea Master if we don't have one of these very powerful effects to hand off. So Grim Bauble and Nowhere to Run, they handle that job for us. But we have one more card in the deck to add some synergy, and it's Zuko Conflicted. This is a red and a black for a 2/3 legend, and at the beginning of your first main phase, much like Demonic Pact, you get to choose one that hasn't been chosen. You also have to lose 2 life, but you get to draw a card, you get to put a counter on Zuko, you get to add red, and you get to exile Zuko and return him to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Obviously, exiling Zuko is not the goal. We will try to get all of our delightful modes before then, but it is another great way to include a card in the deck that can come down on turn 2 and get us right up to 4 mana so that we can play that Demonic Pact a little early. Or at times, maybe we want to play Greed's Gambit a little early. And it plays well with the theme of the deck. When the opponent has our cards but doesn't really want them, Zuko can make the opponent possibly lose the last 2 life to kill them, or give them some negative downside as well, or make our allies bigger using Iroh's trigger. So it's a fun deck. It's a really interesting take on these cards, and it's a very rewarding way to win. When you pull it off, this feels like Magic the Gathering that you want to play. So let's dive in and let the tea shop nonsense begin. And into the game, 2 theaters, a Grim Bauble, a Nowhere to Run, a Zuko Conflicted, and a Tea Master. Nothing detrimental that we want to hand off, but this hand is very playable. And our opponent opens with Optimistic Scavenger, which has to die immediately because this little enchantment machine gets out of hand. So, an artifact to slay a wielder of enchantment power. I've seen this deck around. They're seam ripping the Bauble. That's weird. You don't see that every day. They must be very afraid that we'll bounce it and use it against them. Let's get red mana online with the Rakdos Theater. Let's keep another Torch the Tower. This deck, this mono white enchantment deck, is something people are using to attack and just try to kill you very quickly with various enchantment creatures. But like a lot of kind of Voltron-y suit up one creature decks, if they run out of creatures, they don't have much they can do. Let's play Zuko Conflicted. Let's keep digging for our handoff cards. We have Iroh to complete the handoff. We want some things that the opponent wouldn't want to have handed to them. That's what we're looking for. So that is a Wonderweave Aerialist and an Ethereal Armor, and you see the plan. Make something big. How do we deal? We can Nowhere to Run and Torch the Tower. So we're actually in fine shape. Let's just take the card from Zuko, because I like to draw cards. And we get to Beseech the Mirror. Bargain can sack an artifact, enchantment, or token in order to search up whatever we need. I do think we need to get this off the battlefield. I am worried. This lets us ignore Ward, but this can go up to 6 power, and if we sacrifice this, to Bargain, do we still have to pay Ward? I am not sure. I don't have the answer. Tricky. I think we should just hold and prepare. We could, like, a sneaky attack won't do us a lot of good, or would it? Because it has first strike. But a Nowhere to Run. They play Shard Mage's Rescue. This goes up to 6. It goes down to 3. Torch the Tower, sacrifice this. I think we would then have to pay the Ward cost. That's so weird, because Ward triggers when we cast the spell, but resolving it means you have to pay the amount. So you have to watch out for Shard Mage's Rescue, a flash speed enchantment. It really messes you up. Spellbook Vendor. Okay. Now, this is where we get tricky, guys. This is where we try to draw a Shard Mage's Rescue out of our opponent. We target the vendor. If they respond with the rescue, we can Nowhere to Run and Torch the Aerialist. It's so tricky. It's getting them to act first. They do it. They did it! Oh no, they still have another. They might have another one. They might have another one. Oh no. Okay, so now that's 1. This resolves, but this still takes 2, so this still lives. Oh my gosh. Well, if they have another rescue, if they go rescue, yeah, it saves it. And then what did I do? Then what have I done? Oh no. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. I have to get a gambit here, I think. I need the life in the cards. And I don't have enough mana to play Iroh this turn. But I think that's what we have to do to live. Tough game. Tough game. You don't expect them to have double when it's the one thing that beats you. It's like, what can you do? We draw the cards. We could play backup Zuko, but it doesn't really do any good. We kind of need to block with this. So, Raucous Theater. Bin. No attack. Pitch the swamp. Lose the Zuko. Block. and stay alive. I think I need to take the hit from the vendor, though. I need bats to keep blocking the aerialists because they're going to try to keep this as long as they can. So I don't think I blocked the vendor. I think I just saved 2 bats here. We go to 12. Team Master. Combat. Give them the greed. We have an ally. We have 2 blockers. No attacks. We could be cracking food to gain life. I'm trying to think of what they could draw. Or do we play Zuko Conflicted? This could cost us life. But if we have a food token, we can crack it in response to the trigger. Now, at the beginning of their end step, they have to sacrifice a creature, lose 2 life, discard a card. They draw another aerialist. That's a creature to sacrifice. That is certainly what they're looking for here, as we are trying to find ways to get rid of this. Or their other creatures. If we can remove any of their creatures, it makes it... They attack with a vendor? I can kill this. I can take the vendor out. They kept on top. It must be pretty good. Take out the vendor. Could also do this, since we do have another one. I mean, I think that's a big mistake. Now they're down to 1 creature. We just have to survive 1 turn and keep another creature off the board, and we got him. That's a Grim Bauble. Give me the card. That's a land. It makes another food. I could give them Zuko, which they would then sacrifice. No, we don't want to give them a creature. Decline the ward cost, hand them the bauble. No attack. Could attack with Zuko. I don't know. Duh. Okay, that's what they kept, which is kind of a redraw, but now they only have 3 mana to work with. Did they get a creature? They did. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. If we go to 2 here, we can crack food in response to the Zuko trigger, keep the bat, because this might be an even larger attacker next turn, but I'm just going to take the block while I can, because if they draw a way to remove it, we're stuck. Beseech the mirror. Go to 11. What are we gonna give them? How do we kill that giant monster? I think we give them double gambit. It's gotta be. It's gotta be the best thing we can do. Oh my gosh, it's so much power. Double gambit. And combat. They have to find a way to get through all of these. We could play this. Let's just wait. Land off the top, that's gonna do it. The Wonder Weave Aerialist is going down, my friends. Oh, these bats. These bats have done so much work. Zuko, I'm sending you to the other team. And then removing you. I'm sorry, Zuko. I'm sorry. Here, have a nowhere to run. Damn. Sweet. Greed finally got there. Well, it's just swamps. I think we have to mulligan. 2 Team Masters is unnecessary, so we can keep 1, or we can put away the Beseech. Actually, it's probably the most important card in the deck. So yeah, I think we put away the Beseech, since we have 2 Sacred Foundries in the hand. Some of the only lands in the deck that don't cast Beseech. Pretty rough hands, but this does exactly the thing, which is hand off Greed's Gambit, which is the powerful thing we built our deck around. And now there's something else to hand off. That's nice. Red decks, I'm telling you. Monsters. All right. Will we actually draw land, though, on time, or are we only going to draw 4 mana cards? Hey, I gave you tea. What more could you want? They're thinking about killing this. They're also thinking about trying to get me to give them something else. What to do? What to do? By the way, Greed's Gambit hurts really bad with Razorkin Needlehead out there. Oh, they ignored it completely and played Nova Hellkite. Interesting. I'm gonna try to kill this Razorkin. The fact that I'm willing to block with it is a mind game, because now they think, okay, then I'm not gonna kill it. But if we draw the land, they're gonna regret that so much. Oh, this worked out perfectly. Oh, they're gonna be thinking about that decision later today. Oh my goodness. Slagstorm, sure. And Scoop, because they know the Gambit has them in its clutches. I can't believe that. They're going to be, they're never going to let Iroh live for a turn ever again. We have Zuko Conflicted, we have Torch the Tower. We just need something to hand off. Shouldn't be too hard to locate one. Yeah, we can keep this for sure. Mistrise Village. Shock a Foundry, threaten to torch whatever they play. Well, apparently they're just not going to be that type of Magic player who plays, you know, cards. They're just going to counter mine. They didn't kill Zuko yet. It's 4-color control. 4-color control. Tough challenge. I think we just have to go right at them, to be honest. They didn't counter anything last turn, so let's see if they're ready for Demonic Pact. Interesting. It resolves. So what do they have? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's because it's me. It's CGV. Okay. Sure. But why are you letting me win? What's going on here? I have 8 cards here. If I draw a card, I go to 9. I play land. I play Gambit. I play Handoff. I play Iroh. Then they wrath the board. Let's go counter. Card draw just discards me to hand size, but maybe that's... maybe I'm supposed to do that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to make them fight the handoffs, but surely they're just going to Ultima. That's their plan. If we Gambit, they can remove the Gambit pretty easily. What's the right play? I think it's the T with this hand. Could shock this out to have Torch available for something. Sometimes a bargain's important. I don't even know what they're playing. Okay. They're gonna Helix. So we could Torch this, and then they don't gain the life. Which is probably the best use for Torch that we have in this situation, where it's really not doing anything. It can also get us out from under a pact, but I'm not worried. I want them under pressure. They do have a lot of life gain in that deck, though. Let's make them discard. No get lost and no inevitable defeat yet. Oh, those are not bad cards either. All right, I'll draw a card. A very weird game so far. Another Iroh. Might as well. I'm gonna fight this as well. They're gonna try to make me lose to my own pact. It's possible. What's still on here is 4 damage to any target and 4 life. They're letting me have it. Don't really want to give them the food. Could certainly give them the pact now. They untap, they deal 4 to something. Probably Iroh itself. I Torch it. Inevitable defeat is any permanent, including their own. I want to keep the life total pressure on them. I don't really want to give them a token. I could give them a land. That seems horrible. Honestly, all of this is pretty bad. All right. Food it is. Don't love it. But at least they have to pay mana for it. If they want to gain that life. And we have Iroh and Handoff next Harmless Offering to make sure that they get the pact. I have this weird feeling that their whole plan is to make me lose to my pact. Okay, Librarian. So that's going to be a draw 3. I think I'll just Torch that. Draw 3, draw 1 rather. X equals 3, and it's rounded down, so it's just a draw 1. I could have sacked the food for that. They're about to get Zuko conflicted, which does make them lose life. They're down to 8. I mean, we're going to put them under various kinds of pressure. Here's 4 damage. Okay, I'm going to try to go to combat, and when I do, I can give my opponent Demonic Pact. But they could respawn now. Okay, they do. And they don't go after the pact. They are trying to kill me. They are trying to kill me with my own pact, but we are still in main phase 1. Which means this play works. Did you prepare for that? They consult the star charts, needing another removal spell. They do not have red-white available. The Mistrise Village might get them if they take Lightning Helix here. Trigger. Ooh, there never did have it. Oops. I bet it is a Helix. Let's give him the good one. Pretty strong. Do I show them Harmless Offering as well? They show me consult the star charts. I should show them the Harmless Offering. There. I never didn't have it. Unless they Tidebinder Mage this pack trigger, which would be sick. Well, yep. So they hit the removal spell most likely off that consult, but the Mistrise Village didn't let them cast it. Take heart. The Mistrise Village and its priority holding it's gotten many of us. It got me yesterday. Pretty good hand. Yeah. We just need a way to hand off the Gambit. And our opponent certainly won't be able to remove everything or kill us with early creatures when we have all these cards. Might as well be ready to answer the board, even if they don't play anything. Dimir Control, Dimir Tempo. Dimir Control, I think. It's going to be tough. Probably just want to sack this to get that Surveil at some point. But we can also sack it to a Beseech the Mirror, since they're not playing creatures and probably just playing counter spells. Well, let's go right at them. We drew a Demonic Pact. Let's send it. Okay, we got a 3 steps ahead, and they didn't get to use the draw spree. To Gambit or not to Gambit? Without a handoff? I think right now we go for a Beseech. They're looking for another counter spell. That's why they only did the 2-mana mode. And we get our Beseech the Mirror. So with another Gambit in hand, like we could take an Iroh now, but if they kill it with a removal spell, it's just so sad. So I think we go straight for the Pact. Surveilling into another Gambit, I guess. The Gambits are risky, but we might need them. Our opponent is probably a mill deck, so get ready for that. It's not a deck we're built to interact with. If they just have Singularity Rupture and Riverturn Monument now, they'll win the game, and we are not fast enough to do anything about it. Okay, they cast a Dragon to bounce the Pact. It's good tempo play. Still no handoff. So run out the Pact again, make them find another one. I'm going to play Nowhere to Run and just shrink this dragon so I take less damage. It's not a big deal, but now we have this on the board if we draw another Beseech the Mirror. They destroy all creatures. That includes yours, but next turn they get to choose a card name and remove it from my deck, but they can't get there alone. But let's see right now if we can draw into Iroh. So like if they take Iroh, I can, and that's assuming they know what my deck is doing. We still have the Harmless Offering. And we can also still bargain away the Pact. But let's draw and see if we can hit. Okay, no Iroh. We can Gambit into Iroh. Or we can't. They'll probably wipe the board. Do we want to play a Zuko into a board wipe? I don't think so. It's not like pressuring their life total is going to do us much good. Having the Bauble down to Surveil might be good. Let's do that and have a Torch available. And let's see what they take from the deck. 4 cards with that name. Do they know? Do they know about Iroh and the T? They take the Harmless Offering. There's only one. There's only one of those. Ooh. On upkeep, I might want to Surveil now and try to draw into a handoff because we need it pretty bad. They pass with mana open. You're going to discard 2 cards. Let's see what they are. What's the last chapter? Return it into a giant crazy monster. Okay. They'll have Summoning Sickness. 2 removals discarded. Let's do it. Let's Surveil. Uncle? 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 Where are you, Uncle? Where are you? We call that hard mode. Lose the game. What a thing to put on a card. But let's go for another pack. They probably have a counter spell. Make them have it. Don't think I need another Bauble. I still like having Torch available. You can do a lot of things with a Torch, like bargain your own Pact. That's a 5/5. When it attacks, probably horrific, terrible things happen, I'm sure. But let's go 4 damage to this. Draw Beseech. Will it work? We have to try. So sack, Nowhere to Run. Go get Iroh. Attempt the handoff. There it is. We get the good game. The control deck could not control the tea shop. Uncontrollable. And the hand, we have to draw white mana. We have a Surveil to get there. We certainly won't lose the game early. And as long as we don't lose the game early, we always have a chance to win the game late. So you have to keep hands and mulligan with the early game in mind. Unless you have a really good reason to suspect your opponent won't just be out here to roll you. Zuko's really good card to have on top. And Bossing Say. Seeing green mana means it's more likely that Zuko gets to do the modes. Leyline Weaver. So this is almost certainly a Badger Mole Cub deck. Let's make the red mana. And what that allows us to do is torch the tower on the Weaver immediately while playing Iroh Tea-Master. Handing off this food token, making the ally, and swinging in. And now you're seeing Iroh and Zuko aggro, the hidden mode of the deck. Another mana creature, Bramble Familiar, and a Paw Patch Recruit to protect it in a way. Now we'll draw that card. Grim Bauble. That's really good. I'll take out the Recruit, which will put a counter on Bramble Familiar, but we will give the Familiar nowhere to run and leave their board completely empty. We have a Surveil, and we can hand off the nowhere to run, which doesn't do much good for them. And now we are ally aggro. Kind of wild how that happened, to be honest. Not a mode of the deck I've used so far. Our opponent plays out Tyvar the Pummeler, Paw Patch Recruit. Can we keep them on the back foot long enough to get over the finish line? +1/+1 counter. This is not looking very good in our hand right now. But we can hand off the Bauble. Tyvar can gain Indestructible. I think we just attack all. We're trying to get them low enough life that Zuko's ability might be able to kill them. Tyvar gaining Indestructible here. The Paw Patch trading for Iroh. They go to 5. We have a backup Iroh Tea-Master. And we pass. We still have a 4/4. Zuko's going to go to them, which means they start losing 2 life. So we just need a little bit more damage to get there. Oh, but they have food. Food is a big deal. Let's save our food token for a handoff, and we draw nowhere to run. Huge. I'm not going after Zuko, though. I'm not gonna do it. But I will remove Tyvar the Pummeler. And the opponent succumbs to a little army of allies who are really, really enthusiastic about Iroh's tea. That is not something, that is not a way I thought I'd win a game today, but it's there.